Take a look at Brad Pitt's feet next to a leopard's and you'll notice the same thing right away, this narrow inward spiral pattern like nature's built-in coil. And as I scroll through, you'll see it everywhere. Babies, before modern shoes get in the way, naturally crawl this way. They tight, narrow, spiraling inward for balance. You see it in native cultures, moving barefoot over rough terrain, that same gait, the tight feet, the spring through the fascia. Athletes, sprinters, swimmers, dancers, their movement is powerful because that spiral is still alive and it shows up again and again across nature, across cultures, across sport. It's a universal pattern. But then you look at LeBron's walk and you'll see it elsewhere. You'll notice the duck feet, the outward splay. It makes you wonder how much better could LeBron be if he focused on his footwork. Brady is living proof you can train yourself out of duck feet and even get faster with age. Look at Brady in his 20s, flailing, uncoordinated, but I look at his feet. His heels trail in, his toes are always staying out, and that's the duck foot pattern. But now watch him at 46 as his knees and toes spiral inward, and he walks with that narrow feet, heels trailing out in a rhythm that he's a completely retrained gait. This bad gait isn't permanent. You can train your way out of it. I start you on the floor. We build the spiral from the ground up, and floor drills teach the legs to move without heels collapsing in. We drive the toe balls hard into the ground to stop that, to reinforce spiral fascia and reprogram your gait from your feet through your hips all the way up to your rib cage and shoulders. Ever notice how Jordan walks almost like a runway model? There's a myth that women and men have different forms of gait, but the truth is you can observe the dominance of either the anterior or posterior chain in both men and women, depending on their genetics or even their behaviors, where maybe all they do is squatting and they don't do anything in forward motion, or they're just sitting on the couch all day. Some of us even get these mixed up between our left and our right sides of our body, and you see that with crooked hips, but this ricochets up and down the body. I learned this the hard way, but it is trainable, and this is where we start you on the ground and reteach you how to move, leveraging the anterior and posterior spiral chains that run all the way from your feet through your hips and up through your rib cage. If you want to solve your back pain, it starts with strengthening your ankles to prevent that arch collapse. We start you on the ground. What specifically we're looking at is whether your heels collapse inward. And then we work to train you to drive those big toe knuckles into the ground hard to prevent that. And we're actually trying to retrain that spiral fascia that runs from your feet up through your ribs. This is the Dinka tribe, known for their exceptional height. But what I'm observing is their exceptional movement. Notice their knees, feet, hips, elbows, all moving in sync. You see this in the Maasai as well, and you compare that with this guy on the right, who's more affected by couches and modernization, versus Noah Lyles on the left, who's an Olympic sprinter. And I hyper-focus on the joint collapse, and I compare it with folks even in old age running marathons who are still running strong. What I'm looking for is that inward rotation, that inward spiral that you can see all the way up your body, whether you're swimming or running. And when I finally started training myself toward this ideal, that's when you start to find relief from back pain. Watch Jordan with that out to in spiral and look at his knee in the direction it's going. And you look at LeBron and with his feet splayed, his foot is literally collapsing and his spiral is going in the reverse of Jordan. His feet are going in to out. The question I have is, will LeBron look healthy in older age? Look at Michael and he's still looking good. He's got that healthy torque spiral up his body, that coil of force that he still has control of. And the toes are a symptom of all this. And you've seen LeBron's toes. Look at Michael's toes. You tell me which look healthier. Then I compare this to guys like Mr. Olympia, lifting heavy weight, and they've trained those knees out, feet out all their lives, and then he can't walk in old age. He can't get those knees and feet to spiral inward now. Kids are able to sit with those heels out. It has a direct correlation to the direction of your knee and your hip. And that's why we start you on the ground to look for that inward heel collapse. And we train you to drive your feet and toe balls hard into the ground so that you can stop that from happening. Watch Mike Tyson jump rope. He's shifting his weight with precision across pressure points in his feet. He's not just bouncing. And that control lets him transfer body weight lightning fast, feeling his punches. And then you look at Kobe, same mastery in his footwork, his grace in every step, inward spirals, narrow foot placement. His feet set the rhythm for everything else, the ball, his hips, his shot. And you see those same patterns in the Maasai, the feet together, the narrow feet, spiraling inward. And it's just efficiency in how the body organizes from the ground up, and it's all together synchronized. I train these same spiral patterns starting with the slant board and driving various energy up through my ankles, hips, rib cage, and shoulders. And this is how we rebuild those spiraling fascial chains, which result in healthy feet spread apart, gripping the ground.